Have you ever wondered what faith really looks like when courage feels far away? I have. My name is Deborah, a wife, a prophetess, a judge in Israel. But before any of that, I was simply a woman who listened. For 20 long years, my people lived under the heavy hand of King Jabin of Canaan. His commander, Sisera, rode with 900 iron chariots that thundered through the valleys. Their rumble shook the earth, and our hearts. The songs of joy in Israel had gone silent. Each day, I sat beneath my palm tree between Ramah and Bethel, the place where people came to seek God's wisdom. The sand beneath my feet was warm. The air smelled of dust and dry wind. Sometimes, I'd hear the soft bleating of goats in the distance, and the cries of people longing for help. I would lift my face to heaven and whisper, "Lord, when will you deliver us?" For a long time, there was only silence. But one day, the stillness broke. God spoke. "Deborah," he said, "send for Barak, son of Abinoam. Tell him to gather 10,000 men from Naphtali and Zebulun, for I will give Sisera into his hands." The moment I heard his words, a fire stirred within me. The God of Israel had not forgotten us. When Barak came to me, his face was weary, his hands rough from battle. "You say the Lord commands this?" he asked, his voice uncertain. "Yes," I told him, steady and sure. "Go to Mount Tabor. The Lord will deliver Sisera into your hands." He hesitated. His eyes darted toward the horizon, as if he could already hear the pounding of chariots. "If you go with me," he said quietly, "I will go. But if you do not go with me, I will not go." I knew that feeling, the trembling of the heart when obedience feels too heavy. "I will surely go with you," I told him. "But the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." And so, I went. We climbed the slopes of Mount Tabor. Below us, Sisera's army gathered, iron chariots glinting like dark rivers of steel. The air was thick with dust and fear. The men around us were farmers and shepherds, not trained soldiers. Yet their hands gripped their weapons tightly, and I saw something stirring in their eyes: hope. The sky darkened. Clouds rolled in like a curtain across the heavens. And I heard the Lord whisper to my heart, "Now." I lifted my voice above the storm. "Arise, Barak, for this is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone before you?" The rain came suddenly, pounding, relentless. The Kishon River swelled, turning the battlefield into a sea of mud. Sisera's mighty chariots sank and groaned, wheels stuck deep. Panic spread. The sound of iron was swallowed by the roar of rushing water. Barak's men charged, shouts echoing through the storm. And I knew God himself was fighting for us. The rain had stopped. The thunder quieted into distant murmurs, and the land grew still, as if even the earth was holding its breath. Sisera, the mighty commander who had once struck fear into Israel, was now running. His chariot, his pride, had sunk in the mud. His army had scattered like dust in the wind. And so, he ran, barefoot, breathless, desperate. Through the wilderness he fled, until he reached the tent of a woman named Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. There had been peace between her household and Sisera's king, but Jael's heart belonged to a higher king, the Lord of heaven and earth. When she saw him coming, weary and trembling, she stepped out to meet him. Her voice was gentle. "Come in, my lord," she said softly. "Don't be afraid." He stumbled inside her tent, gasping for air. She covered him with a blanket, a simple act of kindness. "Please," he whispered, "a little water. I'm so thirsty." Instead, she gave him milk, cool and comforting, and watched as his eyes began to fade with exhaustion. Before drifting into sleep, he murmured, "Stand at the door. If anyone comes and asks, say no one is here." And then, silence. The great warrior slept like a child. But Jael knew this was a divine moment, a calling as clear as any trumpet. Her hands trembled, not from fear, but from the weight of what she was about to do. She took a tent peg and a hammer, the tools of her everyday life, and, with a courage born of heaven, she acted. When Barak arrived moments later, still searching for the fleeing commander, Jael stepped out to meet him. Her eyes were steady, voice calm. "Come," she said. "I will show you the man you seek." Inside the tent lay Sisera, the once proud enemy of Israel, now fallen. The Lord had delivered him, not by the sword of a soldier, but by the hand of a faithful woman. And so, on that day, God gave Israel victory. The people rose again with renewed courage, pressing forward until Jabin, king of Canaan, was defeated and peace returned. And from that silence, a song rose, a song of victory, a song of joy. For the God we serve does not measure strength as the world does. He lifts the humble and crowns the brave. He uses willing hearts, even those who never imagined they'd be called. Barak and I sang to the Lord that day. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake and sing a song. Bless the Lord, for the leaders took the lead, and the people offered themselves willingly. It was a song of gratitude, not pride, because we knew who had truly won the battle. And for 40 years after that, Israel knew peace. 40 years of laughter, of freedom, of open skies. Now listen closely, my friend. Your battles may not come with swords or chariots, but I know you face storms of your own. Fears, doubts, voices that say you are not enough. I know what it's like to feel small, unseen, unsure. I once sat beneath my palm tree wondering if God could really use someone like me. But I learned this. God doesn't call the perfect. He calls the willing. Faith is not the absence of fear. It's the choice to rise anyway. So if God calls you to speak, speak. If God calls you to lead, lead. If God calls you to stand, then stand. Even if your voice shakes, rise. Because when you rise for God's purposes, you never stand alone. The Lord goes before you, just as He went before us on that stormy day. Rise, child of God. Your courage may be the light someone else has been waiting for. Hope you have been blessed watching this. What step of faith might God be asking you to take right now? How can you make space to listen for His voice this week? Where might God be calling you to rise, in your home, your friendships, or your community?